two, three, four.
Hi guys, and welcome to another video by Tram Vegan and Frodo. We are in Belgium, Brussels in fact. Check out this insane, absolutely ridiculous square filled with the most insane architecture. Like, check this out. It is crazy, and it's literally hidden between like the kind of regular people houses, kind of old, like modern stuff, but then all this stuff. And the crazy thing about Belgium that I have kind of found so far, well, first of all, this is like insane. This is, okay, like, and it's not even the same style, and everything is completely, like, you go to next corner, it's like a whole other thing. It's not even like another, I want to say it's architectural mixture. Like, seriously, it's not like one theme, it's not like this, it's just like, it's a mix of everything. Let's stop moving, have a bit of a view for you and tell you just a little bit of my expression and impression of Brussels and Belgium altogether. So I rode into Belgium yesterday. I got here and it was a bit of a ride, a bit of a mish to get here from Netherlands. Like, I mean, the road in that is fine, it's a non-issue, but it just takes a while to figure out all the different like turns and stuff, because it's not like one direct road closer to the border. And once you cross the border, it's very easy. It's just like one road, bam bam go. But before that, it's just like all these teeny little turns, all these teeny little things, and it just takes you a while to figure out where you're going and what you're doing, because you have to like constantly stop and look if you've taken the right turn, and if you took the wrong turn, you like turn back around. And yeah, like in Netherlands and Holland where I was, there's like a billion channels, and not all of them, like, they'll have obviously crossing in a way to get across them, but like it may not necessarily be where you're at, so you do need to make sure that you are going like on the right, you know, way, so there is a way to cross it to get to like the next sort of area. This is so popular, like there's quite a lot of people here. That's right, it's probably like one of the most central things. When I got into the country, first of all, like, you really know that you're in another country compared to Netherlands. Like that flag over there, the Belgian flag, the yellow, can you see it? Where is it? It's like up there. Oh, there, now you see it. So it's like the red, yellow, black flag. So you see it everywhere. Like, I feel like everyone has it sticking out of their windows. It's insane. But like, it's good when you like in a new country, you're like, oh, clearly I'm in a new country. Because it wasn't like anything big and crazy saying, oh, welcome to Belgium or something, like in another country. It's just more like a road and trees and fields and cornfields. I like definitely been riding through some cornfields. Sorry, I'm just like constantly keeping an eye on my bike, just because, you know, it's right next to me and stuff, to make sure everything's all good. I just did a Belgium waffles little workshop thing, and I made vegan Belgium waffles, and that was so good. I booked a thing, like a tour online. It was like 22 euros or something, and like, seriously, it was like all you can eat, you can say, but you just get really full if you eat too much. And sweet, like, it's vegan, and they have like all these things to put on top as well. So the waffle itself costs like 1 to 2 euros here on the streets, but it is the toppings that make it more expensive. So make sure, like, when you are buying it, you keep an eye on that, because people are usually like, oh, it's just 2 euros, no drama, and then they put this, they put that, like a million different things on top, and then they're like, oh no, it's actually 7 euros now, whatever, and people get surprised. So watch out for that. It's like a trick that people do. But anyway, it was really, really cool. The guy that runs it, like, was really funny and really, really tasty, really, really delicious waffles. The waffle iron was like 235 degrees Celsius hot, like it's really hot, so like it gets really crispy around the edges and stuff, and it cooks it really well from both sides, and it like rises up and fluffs because it has sparkling water in it. That you can also use beer, but like yeah, sparkling water and some soda and some baking powder. But yeah, and it's like really fluffy and wet like inside, basically wet and soft inside, but crispy on the outside. Use bananas instead of eggs, and use soy milk. That was so good. Like it's pretty sweet deal, I think. And there's just, you know, all these other people cooking, making like the better with you and preparing, so it's just really easy, and you can, you know, kind of fuel up on that, and you can take away some with you as well. So I have some Belgian vegan waffles with me. So cool. And there's like, he was just kind of going on about like different history and all these different things, like there's all these different types of waffles, they're different shapes, you know, some are like kind of thick and fat, like kind of, you know, that chunky waffles, and some are really flat, really thin, the ones that I'm used to when I was growing up in Russia. Those were the waffles back in Russia, and you like roll it up in a little tube, but basically you have the little square pattern, because back in the day, in like Middle Ages, when they were selling the waffles, the only thing they haven't like had sugar as itself, they haven't had chocolate as itself back then, so the only thing they had was honey. So they were using as a sweetener on top, they were using honey, and that's why they made it shaped like little, you know, squares and stuff, like a beehive type kind of imitation. So I think that's pretty cool, a bit of history for you there. So anyway, my first impression when I got into Belgium was insanely large houses, like 2-3 story, this insane massive, I want to say palaces. Like I was shocked how big some houses are. Like why does anyone need a house that big? And I was talking to my Warm Showers host last night. Yay, Warm Showers. Check them out. And he's just like, yeah, merchants, loads and loads of merchants back in the day, and just like very wealthy people. So wealthy people can afford to build crazy, insane houses, even if they don't necessarily need it. But like in no way, shape or form have I ever thought that like there's a necessity to have like a 3-story house with like, I don't know, 12 windows or 9 windows on like one side. But like I'm sitting here looking at all this ancient stuff. This is so insane. But like check out that little golden beige building. Then this like gothic black designs. Like they don't even go together. Like oh my god. But they're equally epic, I think. Like equally epic. Like so beautiful. So starting, and like this building behind me, there's like billion faces freaking on it. Like look at it, all these little sculptures. There's like just I'm gonna try and do like a bit of a more of a close-up, a nicer video for you in a little bit, just so you can get a better look at it. But it's pretty cool, pretty impressive. It's actually spitting a little bit now, but it's been plus 30 all day, so it's pretty comfortable weather. It's not humid at all. Like I don't think it's humid, so it's been very nice. So anyway, yeah, and also like some roofs, they don't have the kind of the trees and the grass stuff on it like Norway did in the country, but it's still some sort of like the brownish, not like the roof, not the what do you call it, not like that roof thing, the padding that usually is for roof, but it's some sort of like almost like roots, like kind of brownish stuff. I'll do like a little picture thing here. Sorry, I can't think of the name right now for the material and stuff. So it makes you feel like, you know, a lot of the rings or like hobbits would live in that. It was really funny, it was really cool. The sun stays up for ages and ages, which is really handy if you're riding into the darkness. And I also managed to read like 3 different books yesterday. Well, like one was a psychology lecture, and then there's like a couple of other books. So going pretty good, going pretty sweet. In regards to vegan food, also I saw like a lot of potato. I think it's like where potato fries came from, even though they call them French fries. But like anyway, other people say that the French fries actually came from, or like the, you know, deep fried fries, potatoes, they come from Belgium, from Brussels. There's like a lot of that everywhere, like little potato fry things and like a little cone, loads of little sculptures and pictures of that outside of all the like eateries. The road was really good. Early in general, it is really good, mostly it's bicycle path, but there are also some on road riding. It's all good. It's easy, and apparently you do not have to wear a helmet, which is like ridiculous to me. But anyway, you don't have to wear a helmet. Maybe it's ridiculous to me because that's just what I'm used to, and it's just so got bitten into my head that like you have to wear a helmet when you're riding. But at the same time, I like my head on my shoulders, and I just, it's good to keep that protected. But yeah, you don't have to ride it here. But on quite a few roads, because there are so many bikeways here, you actually get like 130 euro fine if you are on the main road and not on the bikeway. So it's pretty crazy that you can get such a crazy big fine for, if you're on the run. I'm just trying to overtalk car louder than some tourists. Yeah, so it's like, so basically don't break rules, and if you see a bike path, maybe go on a bike path. Plus people, the actual drivers, get fairly irritated at you if you're not, riding on the bike path. They like keep honking at you and pointing you to the thing. So anyway, it's fun, having a good time. I also have a warm house host for tonight as well. Today's day, not very long distance wise, but I did want to have just a bit of time in Brussels. I also did spend a little bit of time in Amsterdam, just to but that's another video to talk about Amsterdam, and another video because it's like a whole other thing. I spent like 4 hours talking to the guy there, like the host, and he's just so knowledgeable on just the history and the culture. Is so interesting. But I think I'll post that video first, so you would have seen it already. It's pretty cool, pretty interesting. Some people are like walking around smiling, looking at me. So anyway, the regular waffles obviously that you find in shops are not vegan, but you can do this tour where you can make as many vegan waffles as you can possibly eat or carry. So that's pretty cool. I saw the statue of the boy that's going to the toilet, and then there was a dog, and I think there's one with the girl, but I'm not going to find that. Oh, there's a dog behind me. And that's kind of amusing. They have like pissing things here, potatoes, and loads of like pissing boy, naked little boy things. I don't know where it started. Maybe I'll ask my host and get a bit of a 4-on-1 on that. It's a little bit strange. But what else? That's a thing here, so we'll just go in with that. And it's also starting to rain quite a bit now on me, so I think I'm gonna go hide under the covers. There's actually a study hall right behind me. Like, imagine that for a study hall. And I'll do a little chat video with you over there on Amsterdam. Basically, yeah, pretty sweet time. I have been peeling as well from my time in Norway, so definitely wear sunscreen. But it's been good. Although on these like, these little cobble type, like these are like big rocks type pavement. It's pretty like, obviously get out of your saddle when you're riding because it's gonna like hurt your bum like crazy. But also recording on Garmin is not like ideal because it's like all like. I haven't actually flown a drone. Now it's raining. I can't really fly right now. And in Netherlands I wasn't really able to either, and I was just kind of rushing. But there was loads of really cool windmills that I really liked, and yeah, like their offices, like they're like livable kind of areas if they're big enough. But like, yeah, and sometimes it was just, there's a house next to the windmill, and I don't know, do you call them watermills if they're like to do with water? No, but they're still with the wind. Anyway, and loads of, what is it called? The turbines, the wind turbines as well for renewable energy. Loads of recycling sections, loads of like areas where you can bring your plastic bottles and it gives you money, like cents, a few cents here and there. I actually remember in Russia we had that type thing that you bring black glass like to like certain sections and they pay you like a few kopeki, like basically it's like a Russian currency like of worth similar to cents or like rubles. So that was pretty cool, and you like get loads of that here everywhere. Anyway, there's some carriages walking by. Oh, and obviously, like in this town, there's like NATO, and apparently Donald Trump has visited this place twice now. There's lots of like political stuff that happens here, so it'd be really, really cool to see and chat to the Warmshouse host tonight, because I think that will be very, very interesting. So I will go and get a couple more things done, and I think we'll start heading her way, her house, and there'll be some sweet chats too. Anyway, thanks for watching. See someone saying hi to you, and remember to stop counting calories, start counting hills, count your adventures, count your passions, go to new places, explore the world, explore yourself, and don't be afraid of something new. Lots of love to you guys. Thanks for checking in. Bye. That I forgot to say before, on top of my initial impression, there's a lot of French speaking people here, and I was expecting more like Germanic, like German based languages like Netherlands and Austria and all that, but no, there's a lot of French, and you know, you get the rue and all that, like French names for things, and quite a lot of Muslims actually, surprisingly. Like, I was in the outskirts before and there was just a lot of Muslims here, and it's just like an interesting observation, because I wasn't expecting that either, like, because I'm kind of more or less used to, you know, Catholicism and Christianity to be like the big thing in Europe, but apparently not. And it's probably some sort of, I want to say colony, but because like in Netherlands we talked a lot about colonies, maybe just, you know, people living in certain areas that are kind of occupied a certain area and just haven't moved. So like, I thought that was pretty interesting. Anyway, pretty cool.